So you're out buying coins and you see these wonderful, beautiful coins and you go buy them, right? You spend your hard-earned money on these things and then you go home, do some more research on these and you find out they are worth much less than what you paid for them only moments earlier. Hey everybody, I am Spegtacular, the Silver Stacular, and we're going to talk about common coin collecting mistakes in this video. I've been coin collecting ever since I was a kid, and I've been doing it more for like an investment and thinking about a little bit more with a financial purpose, a little bit longer than a decade now. I remember going to coin shows and coin shops with my little kids and thinking, man, one day those coins might be for them. And so I better not mess it up, right? This is family money now that I'm utilizing, so I got to really make sure I'm on my P's and Q's. But let's talk about common coin collecting mistakes in this video and how to avoid them and protect yourself from such mistakes. And so I want to first say that there are a lot of really good men and women on this channel right here that know about coins, and your mileage is going to vary about your experiences. And do me a favor, watch the entire video first and then comment down below maybe some recommendations for new people or people that have been doing this for a while. We can all fall prey into some of these common mistakes for coin collecting. So leave me a comment down below. Give me some advice that you think would help people. So that first experience that I gave at the beginning of the video is really, it's a kind of a two-part situation, right? Number one, buying without doing your research can really cause some problems in this hobby because there's a story that goes along with every coin, just about, it seems. And so when you go to a coin shop or a coin show, just about everybody has a story for some, rare special coin that's going to make you fall in love with that coin, and you're going to probably ignore research and go and buy it based on a story. So there's just about always time to do your own research. Grab your phone, look at sold listings, find some prices online or for something similar for those coins, and try to get the best price you can based on what you're finding, right? If you do some research on that particular coin and you're finding out that it's hundreds of dollars less than whatever that coin dealer wants to sell that coin for, and he's stuck on his price, it's fine to walk away. I'm telling you what. One big thing that I'll tell you that I've learned in this hobby is that as great as a coin is, as beautiful as something is that you're just like, oh, I'll never find that again. Trust me, you're going to find something else again very quickly. There's always another best coin just around the corner. So don't fall in love too much with that particular coin thinking you're never going to find something like that again. There's always another. So make sure you take your time, do your own research. It doesn't take a lot of time to pull your phone out and do a little check on things. Most of the time, you won't be able to, do without that coin. It's not going to walk away so quickly that you can't find a few moments to look at your phone or look at one of those Red Book quarterlies and find some pricing or some information about your coin. There tends to be a lot of time available to you, enough time to where you can do some research. So part two of that beginning part of the video was overpaying for a coin, right? And that comes with not doing enough research and finding out. Again, pull out your phone. Here in Florida, when I go to coin shows, oftentimes right at the beginning of the coin show, they'll have price guides that are available for free to people that are coming in. And those are a wonderful thing to pick up. And you can do a lot of pricing too on your phone. But it gets you kind of like at a level playing field, right, with some of these dealers. And not to say something bad about the dealers, but they're trying to sell the coin, right? And sometimes trying to sell the coin and trying to buy the coin, we're not quite meeting. We need to have this middle ground. So that's why research will help you create that baseline. You need that right there. So do your own research, find out if you're going to end up buying something for way too expensive, because you don't want to do that. You can only do that so many times before you get frustrated with the hobby, and then you're not going to want to participate in your hobby as much. You want to go home thinking you just won, and that you see this investment that you have that you're like, man, I'm going to be able to flip that for a good price one day. And that's the goal, right? Maybe you never sell it. Maybe you never do. Maybe you just keep your stuff forever. But knowing that it has value will help you in your journey as a coin collector. Knowing that what you're doing is worthwhile. Um, Coin grading, right? Of course, we know it's subjective. You can send a coin like this into a coin grader and different coin graders each and every day, and you might get a different grade on it. It's just how it works, unfortunately. That being said, this goes back to knowing what you're doing and having a little coin research. There's all kinds of sources out there, resources that will help you to be a coin grader of some degree, right? You don't have to be a professional, but you can look at some of these resources and you can learn about specific coins. There's like plenty about Morgan dollars, for instance, and you can learn to grade the coin, right? You can learn what raw coins, are. I can't tell you how many times I've gone to a coin dealer and looked at coins that are in their display and they have, a price on there and they've graded them themselves. Of course, they always like to do that. And they'll grade them AU or BU, which is, almost uncirculated or brilliant uncirculated. And they'll grade them like this nearly flawless coin. And then I look at the coin and it's clear as day that the coin's been cleaned. Whether it was done by that particular coin dealer or somewhere down the line, it is clear as day that that coin has been cleaned. A cleaned coin, whether you agree with the process or not, it is worth much less than a non-cleaned coin. But I can't tell you how many times just that little aspect of knowing what a clean coin is and how to identify one has saved me from making a bad investment, right? It's one of the biggest mistakes you can make is not knowing what a cleaned coin looks like. And sometimes it can be tough, right? Because dipping technically is cleaning. And depending on how the dipping process works, when you go to send it in to get graded a coin, it could come back as cleaned, right? So it could come back as not clean, depending on how great of a job the person did dipping the coin. It's an interesting hobby for sure. But I would say that trust yourself. Don't trust the dealer, because the dealer's job is to sell, to get rid of these coins and to make money. And your job is to make sure that you don't get had and that your investment is worth something right down the line. And hopefully, at least what you paid for it or close to that. I mean, sometimes you got to take a little bit of a loss, but over time, that coin could be worth more money for sure. I would say that at the beginning, when you're first collecting, right, is to start small and be very specific on what you're buying. So if you happen to fall in love, and most people do that are US collectors, with something like a Morgan dollar, right, that's a great coin to start out with. First of all, it's a large coin. It's easy to see for most people. You can grab a loop, or now they make these cool like magnifying devices that you can use, and you can just use your computer and you can see all these things in large size, and it's a wonderful thing. And also, there's so much for resources out there when it comes to Morgan dollar and the different varieties and grades and how to identify, like little issues with them or die breaks, etc. There's so much. There's so much when it comes to these coins. So that's a great coin if you want to start with or end with. It's for a young collector, an old collector, a seasoned pro, or a novice. Morgan dollars can really be a cool coin to collect. So if you start small like that and get really good at that coin and then start branching out, I think you'll have more luck than just going just being chaotic and just getting all sorts of things all over the place just because you love coins, right? You're going to every different country and grabbing something. That could be a little difficult for sure. And I don't know if you've watched my videos, but you can see me look at coins many times in like a coin dealer's case or at a coin show. I'll look and I'll just be in love with a coin from another country, but I don't know enough about it to pull the trigger, right? And I don't want to be that guy that pulls the trigger on this coin, and then now I got to go do research and find out that I ended up losing. So as beautiful as a lot of those coins are from other countries, it's better probably to do the research first, Seek expert guidance when it comes to being a collector. Whether you're new or old in this, there's somebody that has like these little, professional niches all over the place. Whether it's foreign coins or US coins or a certain coin like Morgan dollars, or maybe there's a professional when it comes to peace dollars. The people exist all over the place. Forums are a great avenue. There are some really, really specific collectors out there, that can really help you. And I've definitely turned to some of them before, and the forums were great places. to find out information on specific coins that certain people just fall in love with. You know, they just know about wheat cents, or they know about peace dollars, and they can tell you like everything there is to know. So coin clubs are a great thing. You can attend coin shows, and coin shows will oftentimes not only just have coins for show, but there will be like moments in some of the bigger coin shows especially that have like some you go and sit down and people are talking to you about specific coins or history, etc., and that can give you a lot of information and knowledge too. So that will help. And also, like a video like this, believe it or not, as long as people are paying attention and commenting down below with some great advice, you can actually learn some things too. Hopefully people are commenting below with something that could, be good for the hobby, rather than just like, hey, great video. Although I appreciate those wonderful comments to say great video, I really do love advice too that's within the comments. But coin supplies. I've talked about that in other videos too, the importance of certain supplies in here. But I mean, if you're buying into coins and precious metals, either way, you're going to want to have a few of the basic tools out there to help you. So having a nice, like I showed earlier, the loops, so you can actually see these things. Your eyes, whether you want to believe it or not, they do get older and your vision becomes less and less efficient. And so something like a loop, or those magnifiers that can be put up onto your computer so you can see the coin better, they're really necessary. And actually, just recently, I bought some of those cardboard flips. Although I've had them for many, years, I've had cardboard flips, but I recently just bought some more because I needed some. Cardboard flips are a great, little tool right there. And that's just one example of a tool that you need. And a stapler, you know what I mean? So you can actually close the flip. All kinds of things right there. Little tools are important. So if you just like to keep your coins raw, let's say, okay? And that's wonderful. I have nothing wrong against people that want to keep their coins raw, but where are you going to put them? Are you just going to leave them on your desk and risk them falling and getting scratched? I have definitely scratched a coin, right? I've scratched nice coins because I wasn't properly storing them. So then once I did that one time, I was like, you know what? I better store these things the right way. And that's why I'm so crazy when it comes to putting coins in plastic capsules, those airtight capsules, because I scratched a coin one time and I was like, you know what? That's not going to happen again. I'm not going to do that, make that mistake. And I don't know what it is, but these little slippery fingers of mine, they drop coins way too much. So I like those little plastic airtight capsules, because if I drop a coin, doesn't matter, right? I scratch the plastic, not the coin. So these are just, some tips out there, right? There's so many more things, but learning a little bit about this hobby will go a long way for you. I mean, just doing a little research about the Sheldon scale and knowing about the 70-point grading scale that coins have, not this new 10-point scale right here, which I think we're almost done with. I think they've kind of given up on that, but the 70-point scale, and trying to identify where a coin is when you see it on that scale, if it's raw, will definitely help you out. And I tell you what, don't just trust a slab. Just because NGC has graded this coin, right, as a 65, don't trust NGC wholeheartedly for the grade. Look at the coin yourself, right? Look at it. A lot of times you might see a good grade on a coin, but you might see some really disgusting like spots or scratches on a coin that you're like, you know what? Although the coin is a good grade, it's definitely brilliant uncirculated, I don't like the fields. They just don't, it doesn't look eye appealing. There's problems with that coin. Put that coin away if you don't like it, but know what you're doing a little bit. Anyways, that's some of the basic stuff when it comes to coin collecting. And if you're not following those, you're going to probably make mistakes. And not doing your own research and not knowing what to pay for a coin is some of the bigger problems that you will face. But there's all kinds of things that you can do just to help you in those two little spots. And there's all kinds of research out there. It's a shame when people they buy on a whim and then they go research everything later. It's better to just do the research right then and there. And that goes for so many different hobbies, does it not? I remember my kids one time, they wanted to buy a certain animal. And I'm like, do you know how to take care of it? And they're like, well, no. I'm like, well, then do you want it to die? because that's what's going to happen. If you don't know how to take care of your hobby, it's going to not be great. All right, it's going to be a problem. The idea is to build a stack of whether you're doing coins, you're doing precious metals, or you're doing both. You want to build a stack, and you want this legacy of your collection just to be crazy and just wonderful. And you want to be one of those top coin collectors one day, right? Or at least you want to be different. You want to be something that's special to you and big to your family. And maybe one day you want to cash out, and you want to know that you or your family are going to have an easy time selling this stuff, right? So that can be an important thing, is to buying, things that people know. If you are buying some obscure coins that only a small amount of people like, well, there's nothing wrong with that. But are you going to be able to sell it easily? Are you going to be able to, if you pass on, are your family going to be able to sell those things easily? And for certain things, I'm going to go back to the Morgan dollar, you will never ever have a hard time, with Morgan dollars, is finding a buyer. Now, you might not get all the money in the world that you wanted for your particular Morgan dollar that you have, depending on what it is and how common it is, but you're never going to find somebody that goes like, oh, it's a Morgan dollar. Nah, I don't buy those. I don't buy Morgans. It's one of the easiest common coins to buy and sell. It's just so simple. But anyways, again, there are so many different things that I could put in this video, but I just want to put some of the common mistakes, and tell me what you think down in the description below if you have some more advice for people. I would love that, and feel free too to post some mistakes. I've definitely made some mistakes. I talked about some in this video, like where I scratched a coin and I realized that can't happen, and I went ahead and started getting airtights, and I've just been so religious about putting valuable pieces in the airtights, because I'm not going to do that again. I'm not making that again. Anyways, I got to go for now. Appreciate you for watching. Spegtacular is out. Well, hello everybody. I seek to educate and entertain through my journey of collecting coins and stacking precious metals. I encourage you to subscribe, and please stay with me on this journey. I am Spegtacular, the Silver Stacular. When I was a kid, we did this every day in school, and I believe we need to bring this back a little bit, and I'm going to start right now. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.